Hi everyone, we are here, we are live, and I am so excited. I'm excited. So, to bring you here, to center yourself here, to come and enjoy yourself with some laughter, some dancing, some self love, and some mindfulness. Please come and join us. I'm going to ask my beautiful Mark, all the way from South Africa, to do a mindful practice with us to get us here. And then we are starting. Thank you so much, Mark.
Thank you, Sinette. It's so good to be here with you and Jennifer. And hi to everyone. Thanks for joining. Right. For me, the best things in life, one has to be there for them. One has to be present for them. Otherwise, we miss them. And there's going to be such great information in the show. You don't want to miss out on any of it because you're looking at your phone or you're doing something else. So place 2 feet on the ground and just feel a little bit grounded. Okay. So kind of sit like a mountain, a little bit taller, be aware of your posture. And let's just take in 3 deep breaths just to calm our nervous system and then anchor us into this moment, because this is where life is happening right now in this moment. So we're going to take in a lovely deep inhalation through the nostrils, breathing in. Take it to your heart, slowly exhaling out the nose with control. And deep breaths are like little love notes to your nervous system. Breathing in again, feeling rested and thriving. Slowly breathe it out the nostrils. And then one last big breath in, breathing in. Opening the mouth and gently sigh that breath out. Taking a moment just to ground yourself, feeling present. Let go of future anxieties or plans or past memories or regrets just for a moment. And the more we practice being present and aware, well, the more presence and awareness will happen in our lives spontaneously. We know that joy and happiness, if we look for them in material things, often that's fleeting, but we can find the most beautiful things if we are just awake to see them and to hear them and to experience them. Let's take in one more big deep breath and release. Thank you. Now we're feeling perhaps a little bit more relaxed and a bit more present. Thank you, Sinette, for that opportunity.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Mark. Jennifer, how do you feel?
I'm just me. I can't find it. So I'm sad.
Okay. We can hear about that. But what I wanted to say, thank you so much, Mark. I was up from 4 o'clock this morning, so that have calmed my nervous system a little bit. So I was just going to play a short snippet. For I want to say thank you to Angel from the Shine On Show, and also to 360 TV for this beautiful gift they have given me for the episode for today. So thank you so much.
Mhm.
Oh wow. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, there is some comments. Hello, my beautiful Anjana. Thank you for being here. So let me start. So I am so happy that this is the second episode. Last week it was all about me, Sanette. I am Sanette from Bradar. I am from South Africa, but currently I am with my grandchildren in New Zealand, and I love every minute. The little one this morning, I said, "Are you going to kiss your granny?" He said, "Again?" I said, "Yes, again." I am taking as much butterfly kisses and hugs because in 6 weeks I will be going home to South Africa. And I asked my grandson, Xander, 7 years old, "How does Omi look?" He said, "I cannot remember. What did you say, Xander?" Epic. Epic. He said epic. I thought, wow, Oma looks epic. His grandmother looks epic. That's amazing. Amazing.
Hey.
So, let me introduce Jennifer. And Mark is just gone at the moment. I will bring him back as soon as he's in. My beautiful Jennifer. Thank you so much for last week. You have given me my beautiful song. Oh, I love it. And you have sang the song for me. Thank you. It is beautiful. Can you just introduce us to the audience, and then we will ask Mark. Thank you.
Well, hello, everyone. I am Jennifer Gerald. I am a woman of many facets, but my uh, nickname, I guess, is the Boundary Hunter. And that came to be within the last year as I realized that boundaries were something I never had. And you will hear a little bit more about my story and how that came to be, but I had to learn how to have healthy boundaries in order to take control of my life back. And so one night I was laying there and I was thinking about the show, The Bounty Hunter. And he was kind of a, bit of a badass. I don't know if I can say that on here. Bleep. Anyway, and I was thinking about the fact that I like to wear leather and combat boots. And so the Boundary Hunter was born in a dream, I guess you could say. And then I embraced it and ran with it. And so I am also a musician, singer, songwriter, poet, author, and empowerment coach for abused Christian women. And I love what I do and the people that I serve. So that's a little bit about me until a little bit later.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, my beautiful Jennifer. And Mark, thank you so much. If you can introduce yourself, and then I'm also going to, just before you do that, just tell the viewers, I have lost a lot of weight, a whole person and weight in weight. I have practiced mindfulness, and I didn't even know it was mindfulness. And then April 2020, when COVID was on just giving us all a panic attack, I met Mark through my previous employer, APSA, and he came and did a mindfulness session for us. That day was amazing. That day I have found out that what I have practiced for the last 18 months or almost 20 months was mindfulness. My beautiful Mark is my mindfulness teacher, and he have changed a lot of my vision and my way of thinking as well. So, my beautiful Mark, if I can ask you to introduce yourself.
Wow, what an introduction, Sinette. I'm like blushing. I must say, Sinette, you are also an inspiration to me. I think you're a teacher to me too, because your story of your weight loss really inspired me. I was quite a little bit overweight, and in 1 year I lost 10 kilograms, and that's because of you and your inspiration. So I'm feeling so much healthier and better for that. And I think you've got so much to offer. I mean, your mental resilience and fortitude is just exemplary. So my name's Mark Joseph. I am a mental health mindfulness specialist. I'm a director of a company in Johannesburg, South Africa called Mindful Revolution. And we're launching a global app called Sprout, and another one called Remind, which is a business to business app, but the Sprout one will soon be to consumers all over the world. So really, I never thought that I could make a good living out of teaching people to do nothing. well, well, not nothing, but just being present and switching off. So yeah, I'm just it's a dream come true for me. I'm living my dream, and it's a glorious life, and I'm really grateful. I'm grateful for all these opportunities. Thank you.
Wow, that is amazing. And I can also just mention, Mark, you will be coming back every episode to come and do a mindfulness session for us.
Sure.
And maybe you can come and tell us in the future episodes as soon as you went live, and you can give us some information on that as well. And
All right.
also a little bit of information on mindfulness revolution. Thank you so much. So I'm going to ask you both the same question. Are you ready? I know this was supposed to be at the end, but I want to start with it. What is the most important um, message that you can give to anyone that are going to view this at the moment? And then also on the replay, is going to look at it on the replay. Can I start with you, Jennifer?
Sure. The most important message for me to share today, I don't want to cry. I'm feeling really emotional today. I guess because I'm here, I'm present, I'm feeling it. I've been through a lot, I've healed a lot, and I'm still not perfect at it. And so today is one of those imperfect days. So I guess my most important message that I want to leave or hope to be able to leave with the audience today is that healing is a journey and it will never, ever be perfect. And even on the hardest days, there is always light. And so if I can inspire the audience today or those that hear the replay later to remember to just give yourself a hug, just like your theme song says, give yourself a boost, give yourself a hug, put on some red lipstick, and remember that there is no final destination. There are only stops along the way for an opportunity to reflect, identify, shift, and execute to continue the journey. And that is my acronym for RISE. And so that is what I hope the audience remembers today, is that life is a journey. There are stops along the way, and every day we get to choose to rise.
Wow. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Jennifer. If you have a few minutes, would you please put your acronym for us? It is amazing. Wow. I'm good. I have goosebumps. Thank you so much for sharing. And you, my beautiful Mark?
Yeah, I'm really inspired by Jennifer's vulnerability in saying that she's not okay today, and I celebrate that. I think if everyone could be honest about where they're at with their emotions and their mental health, this world would be a better place. So, well done, Jennifer. Yeah, I always ask the question, to my students or to my audience, how you doing? 1 out of 10, and a lot of people don't even know where they are with that. So it takes a while. And people say, oh, I'm a number 4, and I didn't quite understand I was. So with that comes a sense of awakening. So I really appreciate that. For me, the most important thing is to help people realize that they can take control of their own mental health, that they don't need to put their mental health in the hands of a GP or a therapist. Even though these people are important, we need to take the power back, and we need to know that we can learn what to do for ourselves, because we can't walk around with our therapist 24/7. We are with our minds constantly. So what do? And we can take the power back. We can literally do little things throughout the day, little mindful things that protect our minds and our hearts. And that's my message.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So just give me 1 minute. So please ask me what is my message for today. Please ask
So
me.
that's what is your message
Oh,
today?
It's
thank
your
you,
message
my
today.
Oh, thank you, my Mark, for asking. My message is if you're waiting for somebody outside or something outside of you to make you happy, my dear, you're going to wait a long time. Just as I have just put on these glasses to make myself or bring your attention to this minute, so do you need to go inside and do something in the inside for yourself. And I always say, start with the mirror. And that's also the description today. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? And can I tell you, my beautiful ladies and gentlemen, you have our permission to say, I am. I am the most beautiful person in my life. And I love myself to the moon and back. Thank you for asking. Oh, I see on YouTube it's live. I just got a message, so it's going great there. I'm very happy. My beautiful Jennifer, if I can ask you, you are passionate in helping Christian women and showing them through abuse. Where is your story coming from?
Well, it started a long, long time ago. I can still remember. I'm just kidding. That's somebody else's song. Uh, it was a really long time ago. But like all children, we come into this world full of love, life, hope, and laughter. And the world is bigger than life, and adventure is meant to be had. And unfortunately, for many, those dreams become shattered through myriad types and styles of abuse. And unfortunately, it's not an uncommon story. So my story is unique to me, but not uncommon. And I experienced myriad forms of abuse throughout my life, starting at the age of 6 that I can remember. And the light in me was turned off a long, long time ago. And I've meandered and wandered through my life growing up in a strict Christian environment, being taught that perfection is the only way, and it doesn't matter how you feel, it only matters how you look. And so I've learned throughout my life that I had to fake it a lot. And it led me down a path of really poor choices and sadness and sorrow and despair and depression, anxiety. There was a time in my life where I was on multiple forms of antidepressants, anxiety meds to help me sleep, and none of it was really helping or working. And I was in a very abusive marriage, and it led me down a really sad path one Sunday afternoon when I should have been enjoying the sunshine. I thought I would take advantage of that heat and end my life. And I locked myself in a hot car and I waited to die. Unfortunately, I guess I should say fortunately, that didn't happen. And unfortunately, I am not very good at science, apparently. And I was far too overweight, and my car was really big. I had a minivan, apparently full of angels, and they decided to help me stay alive. Everything that I had seen on the news says within 20 minutes, I was going to be a goner, and I knew it'd be done, it'd be over. But it was 2.5 hours later. It was over 150 degrees inside my car. And I opened my eyes to realize that I was actually still here and not meeting Jesus. And I was like, and in that moment, that decision that was about to happen, one of millions that had already happened and one of millions that were yet to come, sit back and wait to die or get out of the car and learn to live. So like a phoenix rising from the heat of the car, I chose to open that door and put my feet on a path that was so unknown. But all I knew was that I had a kiddo that needed me. to learn how to live. So I lived for her. And in the process, I learned how to live for me. And now my passion is to help other Christian women who have gone through abusive situations, who have even contemplated suicide or even tried it, to remember that there is a greater purpose and a greater plan, that their life is not unimportant. They are not invisible, and they have the power to take their control back, just like I did in the moment I chose to open the door. That's why I do what I do.
Wow, amazing, amazing. And I am thankful that there were so many angels in your call and that you are here. Thank you. And I love you dearly, my beautiful Jennifer. Thank
Thank
you. Jennifer, can you please put your details down in the chat? So if people want to follow you or connect with you, please do that. While I'm going to Mark and ask him, Mark, I know mindfulness is so important to you. So if you can tell us what mindfulness is and why you love it. And then I know a lot of questions, but how did you start with that as well?
Okay, thank you. Wow, that's a touching story, Jennifer. Thank you for being vulnerable enough to tell us. So there seems to be a connection here this evening. Mindfulness. Okay, I'm going to give you a definition by Dr. John Kabat-Zinn. He is probably the most famous mindfulness person in the Western world, and he started in the 1980s experimenting with mindfulness in the University of Massachusetts with a control group, and the results were outstanding. He published a book called Full Catastrophe Living, which became a bestseller, and John's work just spread right across the world, and people jumped on board. So really grateful to him, and obviously hundreds of mindfulness teachers that have and scientists and lecturers and people like Ellen Langer from Harvard University and so on. John's definition for me is the best. He says mindfulness can be cultivated by paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, and in the present moment, and with three attitudes of non-judgment, open-heartedness, and non-reactivity. Okay, so that's the definition. How did I get into it? Well, I got into it long before I heard of John Kabat-Zinn. In 1994, my father died in a car. He took his own life. He gassed himself in the car in our garage, and he suffered from severe depression and schizophrenia. And I know that just a little bit of sadness and depression can lead into much worse states, because I've seen it, and I wouldn't want that for anyone. Unfortunately, he died, and I tried to save him, but my world was shaken up, and I just, like what Jennifer said, I mean, the drugs didn't work for him, and he was handful of drugs every day, and it just didn't work for him, and he was in a mental kind of hell. And I thought to myself, I cannot go that way, and I will not take those drugs. And I know that they help people, and I know that they work. But in these instances, I just said, there must be another way. There must be a natural way. And I had the greatest fortune of going to a therapist who wasn't really a clinical therapist, was more of a breathwork specialist. And she taught me breathing exercises. And I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm supposed to be I called her a shrink, and I had no respect for her. But when I started to do these breathing exercises 10 minutes a day, my mind started to calm down, because I was suffering from severe panic and anxiety attacks. In fact, I'd have 10 to 15 panic attacks a day. And as a young man of 23, starting a career in advertising, it was really embarrassing when you client service and you have to present to an audience and you're having a panic attack, which shows up as battling to breathe, nausea, vomiting. These were my panic attacks. So this technique helped me, and from there, I could not get enough. I thought to myself, why Don't we all learn these techniques at school? You know, why is it so difficult to find these techniques? And the go-to is always the GP, and the first thing they do is prescribe you something. You know why? So yeah, thanks, Annette.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Mark. So I would love to ask Jennifer if you have you can take a minute if you would tell us about the song that you did, Beauty from Ashes. And even if you can play a little bit, if not, we can always direct the people to your site where they can listen to it.
It's not letting me share my information in the chat, for the record.
Oh, okay.
It's telling me I'm sharing personal information.
Okay.
Rules. Okay, everybody grab your pen. It's super simple. See my name on the screen here? JenniferGerald.com. And if you want to follow me, I am Jennifer M. Gerald. Make sure there's a J on that on all of the social media channels. I like to keep it simple. So that's what was going to be in the chat. Now, the song that you're asking me to talk about, Asenet had asked me to share just a brief message of, it's about 2 months ago now, wasn't it? On her power hour that she does every Monday. Well, it's Monday my time. Every Monday at 11 a.m. my time. And I had a family situation come up, and I thought, well, it's 5 minutes. What can I do? I don't know. Sanette is like I don't know what the word is, but she's my song advisor apparently, because she'll say, do you have a song about? And then I will say, no, but 5 minutes later, I'll have one. So she's, we don't know that word. Mark. If you know that word, let us know. So anyway, I sat down at my piano and I was thinking, recently we had a lesson at church about beauty from ashes, and there were some beautiful scripture stories about the stories of those who had risen from trial into greatness. And so I said, Sanette, I can't be there live. I've written a song. And then I thought, well, I'll make a video to go with it. So she has a presentation. So Sanette has that link. It is not public yet. But I did, just in case, I do have it pulled up and ready. I am a little bit hoarse today. There's been a lot of talking, singing, meditating, crying. I mentioned, life is a journey and we are all going through a process. So I do have the song pulled up. I will head back to it. It's about 4.5 minutes long, but really the message behind it is to remember to just keep putting one foot in front of the other, to not look back at the past, because the future isn't in the past. It is in front of us. And if we were to look back and stay back, it would come at such a cost. And so I'm see if I can get it to the chorus, which says, the words are, just in case it's hard to hear through StreamYard, let the fire burn. Let the past be the past. Let the fire burn. Let the rubble turn to ash. Let the past burn as the fire dances, and rise. Yes, there's my acronym. Rise, beauty from the ashes. So I'm going to see if I can get to that chorus. I can. Okay, here we go. Just kidding. That was really loud. Sorry. Here we go. Then comes beauty. Then the past be so bad. Then the fire burn. Then the rebel turn to ash. Let the past burn. Let the fire dances and rise as beauty
Wow, that is beautiful. And do you love my sunlight glasses?
I love them. My daughter loves all of your glasses. And I said, Mads, we're going to have to go buy some because she asked me if I had any. And I was like, oh. And true confession, I had to tell Senat last week, I said, oh, I don't know how to play. So I'm going to learn how to play with Senat.
Wow. And we have a beautiful playfulness session on the power of the Diamond Beauties Forever. The first Monday of February, we can play. Then you will need your glasses. So I just say from my heart to yours, that was beautiful. Thank you so much, my beautiful songbird. So, Mark, if I can ask you, why do you think mindfulness is so important for your mental health? I know that, especially during the COVID and also now, people need this more than ever. And that's also part of my story. Self love ignites me is my company, and I promote self love and mindfulness. Why, my beautiful Mark? Why?
Thank you, Sanette. Yeah, so it's so important because Sanette, you lost so much weight. And by the way, Jennifer, that was a really beautiful chorus there. I love that. I'm also a musician, so I appreciate your creativity. Um, Sanette, if you think about your weight loss that you went through, you said you lost an entire person in weight. I mean, that's just remarkable. It required effort, right? You had to exercise, dance, eat right, and there's a saying, healthy body equals healthy mind, which is very true. But often I like to switch it around and say healthy mind equals healthy body, because there's a lot of people whose minds are depressed and down, and it's very hard for them to lose weight, to exercise, to feel motivated to go to work, to be there for their families, And I really think if you get your mind right, and as we know, like in sports like golf or tennis, it's mostly a mind game, I mean, as soon as you start to lose your focus and your confidence and your self-worth, things start to deteriorate. So we have to make up our minds, like we make up our face. You put your lipstick on, you put your makeup on. We have to make up our minds. Yeah, there you go. I'll get some red lipstick for the next episode.
Okay, Mark, just come closer.
Episode. I'll paint my toenails too. So it's so important because think about when I say the question, how do you feel when you think about the future? I ask this question a lot. Like, take a moment and just stop. And how do people feel when they think about the future? And you know what the number one answer I get from like 95% of people and I've asked thousands of people this question. They say anxious. They don't say enthusiastic, hopeful, excited. They say anxious. And I ask the question, how do you feel when you think of the past? And they say regret or longing, And it's just like our minds are not wired for happiness. Our minds, the neuroscientist Rick Hansen says, our minds are like Teflon for positive experiences, like slip, gone, and Velcro, stuck for negative. And I don't want to get into why, but it's a human survival to always look for the negative, because if we didn't, we'd die, right? Like 10,000, 20,000 years ago. But it's not serving us in today's world. And if we can remain present, this present place is magic. It's great. There's nothing going, there's no worry, there's no sad memories, or there's just now. And being now is a practice. It's like losing weight. It's like you dance and you get fit. Mental fitness is a thing. Your brain, according to neuroscience, is a muscle, and it changes. depending on what you think about, the structure and the neural connections in your brain, you can literally rewire your entire brain, just through mindfulness. You can't do that through anything else, you see?
Mm.
And it's like going to the gym. You can't, I suppose you could get implants if you go for surgery, I want a big muscles, but I mean, but if you want big muscles, you got to work out. There's no shortcut. If you want a healthy mind, you got to work out. You got to work. You got to do something every day, like brushing your teeth. Why do we brush our teeth? Because our moms and dads stuck a toothbrush in our face and said, "Do it." But our dental health is going well. What about our mental health? Did we do a mental floss today? So this is vitally important, because people still don't get it. People still put their mental health in the hands of somebody else. And I'm really saying, take the power back, take your mind back, and realize you've got to do the work. And the work is joyful. It's fun. It's beautiful. It's not hard. It's actually really cool, depending on the practices that you get introduced to and so on. My students are all very happy people because they fall in love with themselves. John Kabat-Zinn says mindfulness is an intimate relationship with yourself, a beautiful relationship with yourself. So, and also there's two parts of our mind. There's a subjective mind, which is the worry and the mind that's scattered and all over the place, at past, future, autopilot, etc. Then there's the objective mind, which I like to call the inner healer, or perhaps the wise old owl, that looks at that subjective mind and says, okay, calm down. Come on now. It's like that angel devil on the shoulder thing. Now, who are we feeding? Are we feeding the inner healer, or are we feeding the paranoia? The overwhelm, the depression. What are we feeding, right? So when we feed the inner healer becomes more compassionate and says, "Oh, my darling, I can see that you are suffering from anxiety, and that's okay." And we don't personalize it. We don't say, "I am depressed, I am anxious." We say, "I see that I'm feeling depressed. I see that I am experiencing anxiety, but I am not anxious myself. It's just that part of me, and that's not who I am." Because when you start to say these things, "This is who I am," then you're in trouble. Okay? Then you're in trouble.
And then, Mark, if you say that, then it stacks. It stacks. It's like glue. Here's a sticky note. You are not good enough. Here's another sticky note. You're not beautiful. When I started with this, I tell everybody they are beautiful. Even long time, my husband said to me, "Sanit, I wish you can stop telling people they are beautiful. They don't want to hear it, especially not men." Why not? I said to him in the beginning, why not? I also love just the top part, but when I had to look at the rest of my body, I thought, oh goodness, I cannot look in the mirror. And I had to start loving my whole body. My whole body. And I love to tell people they are beautiful, because we are all beautiful. And then I also love to give a kiss. Mwah! You know, make it like a sound. I mean it. Cover the world with love, like my song say. Mwah! And he said to me, "Sanit, it's ridiculous, but the Afrikaans, because in South Africa we speak Afrikaans." And he said, "No." And I still keep on doing it, because people need to know that they are beautiful and that they are loved. And then a kiss. And now you've tell me something. I have to put this on. Let me tell you why. My favorite saying is, yesterday is a history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. My beautiful ladies and gentlemen, how are you going to unwrap your beautiful bow on your amazing present? Pull on that string like a child. cannot wait. Childlike wonder what is in there, what miracles is in for you today. And then have a beautiful day. And you know, my beautiful ones, like the sun, we have a day every day. As soon as the sun come up, it's another day to open your present. And if yesterday you indulge and not eating something that you was not supposed to, or you didn't do what you set out you're going to do, you've got today to do it. One of the big things is for me, I had to change my whole mindset. I had to keep my promise to myself. And then if I do the action, I celebrate. I sometimes dance up to 20 times a day. I dance for everything. The other day, my grandchildren are dancing with me. They love me dancing. The other day, my daughter said, "Hugh, but you've got a lot of energy." And I said, "I still have more. Can we go and jump on the trampoline?" Because I bought a new trampoline for the children. I tested it out before the nets came around. I loved it. And then I went in with my grandchildren and we were jumping. I've got, I think, 6 blue marks on my legs where they fall on me. I loved it. I don't care about the blue marks. I just love the laughter and the happiness and the sunshine. And if I have just looked from the outside and not joined them inside in the net on the trampoline, I would never have experienced it. And can I tell you both, it's quite tricky to get into the trampoline because there's a zip. And the little one, he is almost 3, can go like in, and he has to go like in like this. The big one has to go in with his knees to get into that little zip. Now imagine how I have to do. I almost have to slide in. I almost broke my back to get in, but to get out is easy because you lay down on the trampoline, but to get in, very tricky. So I have to make another plan today if we want to go and jump. But I loved it. I loved the children. I loved the laughter. And if I didn't do it, if I didn't try and enter that small opening to get into the trampoline, then I would never experience an amazing day. We had videotape each other in slow motion. I must just tell you, can I tell you quickly this? I have loose skin. I call it my love bat wings. My grandsons keep on eating it. they keep on eating it. I said to my grandson Xander, when Oma has money, Oma's gonna take this off because I have to take all this off.
Fatness.
Ah, you say it's fatness, but it's skin. But the thing is, he said, "No, Omi, don't do it. It's so soft." And it looks beautiful when it wiggle waggles. Oh, well. I really enjoy my grandchildren so much, and I am so blessed to be here. I'm so blessed to be here. You're welcome to come say something here.
I just want to say.
Can I quickly bring Xander in? Come quickly. Run. Oh.
Hello.
Okay. Let's speak in English.
Hello.
Okay, go.
And I know why my grandma has like sons.
Like the bat wings, yeah? Why?
Because it starts with a sun.
A sun?
No.
A fat?
No.
I don't know what you want to say. Sorry. Say bye.
Bye. But
Bye.
the name starts with the sun.
Oh, you want to tell me my name is Sanette and it starts with an S for sun. Sunshine. Oh, yes, he goes like this. Oh, wow.
You know, Sinette, life started with us learning how to get get through a small opening. So if we are missing life, sometimes we got to reinvent or revisit that small opening, because it's the small opening that creates the biggest world of possibilities. So way to go.
Oh, thank
It's
you.
it's a rebirth.
I will now remember that this afternoon. I promise you, I will laugh so much. My word for this year is miracle. Last year, and actual fact, when I started to do on my journey, in 6th of April 2019, I am aware of so many miracles that happens to us each day. And that's why mindfulness is so important, because if you can can stop and smell the roses, you can see the butterflies and everything is surrounding it as well. My beautiful Jennifer, I have posted your website onto it. Mark, you can also on the private chat send me your website. I will send it to you. Then I will be going over to my beautiful Jennifer. How did you start to bring music into your message?
Well, music has always been a part of me. Um, I sang my first solo at church at 6 years old, all by myself, up on the podium in front of the whole congregation. I was in a musical, and I won an award for being the youngest soloist. And our play that we had written took first place. And it was so exciting and it was so wonderful. But I also had a sister who was in that play with me, and she was 2 years older than I was. And so I got in trouble for outshining the older sister. And that began the journey of silencing the songbird. And so I've always sung, and I've always had this passion and this dream to be on stage and sing for people, because I always watched people's faces light up, even when I was just a little girl. But for so many years, I listened to the naysayers. I listened to the sit down, be quiet, it's prideful, it's worldly, it's ungodly. And I believed that garbage. I mean, if anybody out there is listening going, oh, yeah. Yeah, somebody put their garbage on me, and I totally believed it. And why do we believe it? Because it's coming from the people that we're supposed to trust, to love us, to bring us up in the world. And unfortunately, they're doing the best they can with what they had and what they knew. And we don't come with instruction manuals. So it's like trial and error all the time. And so learning to forgive that, because they did the best they could with what they knew. Les Brown says they did the best they had with what they knew. If they knew better, they'd have done better. Now you know better, you do better. And so I was like, you know what? I don't have to believe all that stuff. And I started singing again. And it was actually just a couple of years ago. I looked at my husband and I said, I need a different piano. He goes, what? You're going to get rid of your piano? I said, no, I'm going to trade it in. And he said, why? I said, because it's just a piano. I need more than a piano. And so I went to work, and I'm not kidding you. A week later, I had this gorgeous Yamaha digital piano in place of my acoustic Yamaha piano that had once been sitting there. And within 1 year of getting that piano, I put my first CD out. What? Holy buckets. So sometimes you have to just listen to that inner voice, because those outer voices that go inside, they're so loud and they're so noisy and they're so obnoxious and they're big fat liars. So when fear and doubt set in, remember, fear and doubt are both liars. And there is a truth waiting to come out in you. And I decided to let that truth come out. I decided to, at 48 years old, I'm almost 49, 2 weeks from now. I know I don't look it. But anyway, I decided it was time to stop listening to the lies. If you actually spell the word belief, BELIEF, the very word in the center of the word belief is lie. What? And if our beliefs are not leading us forward on a path of greatness, then it is in fact a lie. So this is what I like to say. We got to F the lie and become what we were meant to. So turn that all around like the hokey pokey. Put your whole self in and turn it all around, right? So that's how music became part of my message. Music has always been a part of me, and I had to set it on fire. Not the bad fire, but the good fire, the fire that brings light. And so my songs are all original, and they share a message of my life, my pain, and my rebirth. And as a way to inspire, that's what my necklace says, inspire others to do the same. So embrace whatever your truth is. F the lie. Become what you were meant to.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Um, I quickly want to bring up Mark's. There you are. So I don't know if you notice, Mark and Jennifer, that we are almost finished with our session today. It was amazing. It was amazing. And we didn't get to my song dancing, but we will do it next week. But I want to say, Jennifer, thank you for that little bit of movement we could have done. If I can ask you, my Jennifer, how do you feel at the moment?
Well, I feel much better than when we started. I did. And you know what? You're not always going to show up and be your best, but you have the opportunity to change the moment in the moment and finish strong. So I feel
love it.
Thank you.
I love it. And like I said to a lot of people, you can change your mind like this. Like this. And my beautiful Mark. And now it's almost 11 o'clock p.m. in South Africa. Thank you for being so late on. How do you feel?
Well, I feel really honored and privileged to be in this space with two beautiful ladies, and not just beautiful, but extremely beneficial to everybody that's on the call, to listen to these stories, to feel the energy. I feel inspired. I've always been inspired by you, Sinette, and Jen, I feel inspired by you today. So I'm going through a hard time as well. And I just feel a lot lighter. I'm in a retreat space at the moment, in a meditation retreat space. It's a very spiritual, sacred place for me. So I'm here on retreat. I'm in a peaceful state of mind generally, but just felt really uplifted. And the butterfly image behind you, Sinette, is very symbolic for me right now, because I was looking today at videos of little caterpillars transforming into butterflies. And it's absolutely, I mean, what a transformation from being this like wriggly kind of worm to this thing with wings. It's like so different, right? And I was thinking, that's what we can do. We can become like a butterfly, and we can be so beautiful, So there we go. That's how I'm feeling. I'm just feeling inspired. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. Can I tell you, my beautiful Mark, when I was thinking of my what will I like to be, my message, my logo, I thought butterfly. And I love the monarch butterfly, butterfly.
Yeah.
I just quickly want to bring this one in and see if I can move it. No, I cannot move it. I'm so sorry, Jennifer. It's there in the corner. I hope it's in the corner. But I have brought in my butterfly, and it's self-love ignites me. My motto is show up. Show up for yourself. You are the most important person in your life. And then my next one, before I go to my next one, and if you show up for yourself, you can show up for anybody. And then my next one, and Mark, do you know I don't have shoes on? I cannot show you, the screen is too high. But step up for yourself. Take the action. And then you can step up for anybody. And through your action, people can follow you, because if you can do it, then anybody can do it. And then the last one, when you're ready and your heart is overflowing, then, my beautiful one, I give you the permission to soul up, give your heart, and serve other people with love. So that's why my logo, my motto is show up, step up, and soul up. I am looking at the time, and it's time for us to say goodbye. Love you all. Please look after yourself. Remember to smile often and keep on dancing. Wow. Thank you so much, Jennifer and Mark, for being here.
It's our pleasure. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.